Sooner or later, it will happen to you. The market will fall. Not a gentle dip, but a real, frightening drop, where the news turns apocalyptic and your portfolio bleeds red for weeks. It is not a question of if, but when. So today, before it happens, we prepare. Because how you behave during a crash will matter more to your lifetime wealth than almost anything else you ever do. First, let's make the monster less scary by knowing its shape. Market declines have names, and the names matter. A drop of around 10% is called a correction, and these are completely normal, happening on average about once a year. A drop of 20% or more earns the name bear market, and these are rarer but inevitable, arriving every handful of years. Knowing this in advance is powerful, because a crash stops feeling like the end of the world and starts feeling like a recurring season you already expected. Now here is the most important fact in this entire episode, the one to tattoo on your brain. Historically, the market has recovered from every single crash it has ever had. Every one. The Great Depression, the crash of 1987, the dot-com bust, the 2008 financial crisis, the 2020 pandemic plunge. Each one felt like the end of the time. Each one was eventually followed by a full recovery and brand new all-time highs. The long-term direction of the broad market has always, eventually, been up. So if recoveries are guaranteed by history, why do so many people still lose fortunes in crashes? Because of the enemy we met earlier in this series. Themselves. Their own panic. When the screen is bleeding and every instinct screams sell, get out, save what's left, they obey that fear. And in doing so, they commit the single most destructive act in investing. They turn a temporary, on-paper loss into a permanent, real one. Understand this clearly. While you're holding, a fall is only a paper loss. The number is down, but you have lost nothing real because you still own every share. The instant you sell in a panic, you lock that loss in forever, and you simultaneously guarantee you will miss the recovery that history says is coming. You sell low, out of fear, and then you watch from the sidelines as it climbs back without you. And missing the recovery is catastrophic because of a cruel quirk in how rebounds work. The market's very best days cluster shockingly close to its very worst days, right in the chaos. Studies have shown that if you miss just a handful of the single best days over decades, your total return can be cut roughly in half. The panic seller, trying to dodge the worst days, almost always flees right before the best ones and pays for it for the rest of their life. So what should you actually do when the crash comes? Honestly, the best action is almost nothing. You keep calm, and you keep holding. If you're still adding money each month, you do something that feels insane but is brilliant. You keep buying because a crash is simply your favorite index fund going on sale, the same great companies at a 30% discount. The disciplined investor who quietly kept buying through the dark months of 2008 or 2020 was rewarded enormously on the other side. This is exactly why we prepared the foundations in earlier episodes. You only invest money you will not need for years, so you're never forced to sell at the bottom just to pay rent. You hold a broad, diversified index fund, so you never have to wonder whether this particular company will survive, because you own the whole market, and the whole market has always come back. Preparation is what turns a terrifying crash into a mere inconvenience. So look ahead to that frightening day, because it is coming. You now know its shape, a correction or a bear, a recurring season, not the apocalypse. You know its history. Every crash has been followed by recovery and new highs. And you know it's one real danger, not the fall itself, but your temptation to panic and sell into it. Stay calm, stay invested, keep buying the sale, and let history do what it has always done. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep it simple and never sell in a panic.